Well, I'm finally making a little progress and getting back to my Scott Stereomaster 299C. Now here's what I've done so far to it. If you look at the back corner here, you'll remember that in my first video this was pretty dented in. In fact, seriously dented in. And the fuse holder was broken. So I take this all apart, took the dents out as good as I could, put in a replacement fuse holder, soldered it all back together, and so as far as this bad accident is concerned, and I'm assuming that that accident took place probably in the 60s. I got this from the original owner from his estate, and I don't know when he dropped it, but apparently something happened to it. So I've got this all fixed. This is all set to go. Now, I checked this thing over thoroughly. The transformers are all good, no shorts. Tested all the tubes, they're good. I did spot check the electrolytic capacitors and initially didn't find any bad ones, but I powered this thing up. Now I didn't just hit it with power. I brought it up gradually with a variable power supply, and I watched the current draw as I turned the voltage up. Voltage was, current draw was fine, but when I got it, it popped and crackled quite loudly. And when I got it up to full power, it popped and popped and crackled. Then all of a sudden it just quieted down, and then I could hear this hum. Well, as it turns out, this electrolytic, this is a 3030 at 500 volts each, is bad. At least this one side is. The other measures okay, but I'm sure that it's no good. Now all of these other ones test, even this one right here, they all test good. I tested them with my capacitance meter. They're all quite good. So I am going to replace these two 30 mics with, it's actually a 22 mic, 450 volts. I tested it on my meter, and it's actually a little over 30 mics is what I read on it. So I'm sure that'll be fine. The problem is, of course, is sneaking these in. Where am I going to put them? It's going to take, I have one thought is, of course, is to clean the can out and put them in the can, but anyone who has ever done that, boy, that's a major, major difficult job. I'm going to try to sneak these two capacitors in underneath in the circuit somewhere, neatly, if I can. There isn't a lot of depth to this chassis, so that might be a little difficult, but that's my next task, is to put new capacitors in, at least to replace that one can. Okay, so I've done the second repair. Aside from fixing this dent and this broken fuse holder, I've installed this capacitor and this capacitor. Eliminated, of course, the can. The can is just in the chassis now, and then I got this shrink tube over this connection here. Everything should be good. It's getting close that I can test it the second time and see what I have. Okay, I've got it powered up. Everything looks fine. Nothing's blowing up or overheating. We're going to play a CD into it and see what we get. One thing I did do was all of these RCA jacks in the back, I had to polish every one of them with a piece of emery cloth. They were absolutely tarnished beyond belief. Pots are a little dirty. The speakers I'm using are only test speakers. They're not to be taken seriously. But my capacitors apparently work. And I would say that this old Scott stereo is on its way back to becoming something fairly useful. Sounds pretty good. I haven't checked all the inputs yet. I have my CD player going into the tuner input. So here we have it. The Scott Stereomaster 299C comes back to life.